Okie dokie. I don't care what it takes. It's time to wait to make me proud. Okay. For catching the hedgehog. Nobody else cares about magic, so I'm never gonna spam my link anywhere but Twitter and Jones's Disco. There's not much choice. Alright, let's just get right on into it. Apparently I want to cast white or black spells. So let's hello Masters of. Hello. Hold on a second. How do you say this? Lastlingen. Yes, the Lastlingen. Well, let's see what we open. Embercleave, it looks like. Huh. Do I want Embercleave? Are you going to play good cards or committing to a bad plan? I'm going to let the picks decide what my plan is. Let's take a look at the pack before we pick Embercleave, even though I think that is probably... This is a good card. This is actually a rather good card. Bacon to the pie is a hard thing to find. The bots really value it. If we're in the red-white aggro deck, Fairy Guide Mother is actually quite good, just as a way to kill your opponent with Raging Redcap. Resolute Rider is also pretty neat. And of course, Fairy Vandal has some stuff. But I'm going to pick the sword. And we can follow this up with a Slaying Fire or a Sir Conrad. Conrad, I'm not as super sold on this card as everybody else seems to be. And Slaying Fire, you don't think we can pass? I would happily pass Sir Conrad for Slaying Fire, though. There's not a whole lot else in here. I've never seen this card played. I'm sure it's fine. I am not super sold on Merchant of the Veil unless I have the cards that want it. And even then I usually want Opt. People really like this card, though. Is it better than Slaying Fire, though, is the thing? I'm already in red. I guess I'll try it out. And I do like Peter Cushing combined with Christopher Lee to make Sir Conrad. So I guess we're on black-red expensive cards. Well, let's take a look. If we're in Knights, then Joust is quite fine. So is Ogre Errant. You're only good if you have Menace, or if you have the counter. It's probably Joust. Ogre Errant is really good, but we'll have to pick up some cheaper creatures. Yeah, I'm not picking up Trail of Crumbs after picking these two cards. Even though Giant Opportunity is also a stupid card. If we're in Black-Red Knights, then Barrow Witches is pretty cool, but I'll probably just pick up a Merchant here to have a cheaper card. Way to filter lands later on. Sure. You have text. You're so expensive, though, man. I'm gonna end up with all these 5-drops. This is only good in non-humans, which... Bots always pick all the black, is a thing I notice. Memory Theft isn't very good. Festive Funeral is functional. Thrill is okay. We'll just pick another 5-mana spell, I guess. And I'm feeling fairly lost. This isn't really the kind of trick I want to be playing. But this isn't a creature I want to be... This is really bad outside of the food deck. Which isn't fine. I think this card is really good in the food deck and really bad elsewhere. I'll pick a bad trick. We're going to have lots of first strike, hopefully. Here's a guy I'm looking for. I want as many of these as I can get. The Gargoyle is good, but not in a not super great in an Embercleave deck. Do I want a 2-drop or an Ogre Errant? I'll pick up an Ogre. I'm actually okay with Embereth Paladin. I'm not sure I'm on Ginger Brute, but none of these cards are very good. Yeah. Alright. Sorcerer's Spyglass, but here's a Steel Claw Lance. Oh, but there's a Raging Redcap. This is like the guy I want. But this is also a really stupid card. I think I have to pick the Lance here, and we'll just try to get some Raging Redcaps while we can. Belle of the Brawl looking quite good here. I would like a Brimstone Trebuchet, but Belle of the Brawl is good in this kind of deck. This is also a card as made by My Name is Kaz. This is like right out of one of his sets. We could splash for Inspiring Veteran. I could pick up a Castle Imbrith and play for free, which is probably better than the Trebuchet or the Lost Legion. Just having fancy lands is good, and picking lands in draft is usually a good thing to do because you almost always have cuts, and that makes lands into free picks. And this pack is looking kind of empty. I'm going to move Castle Emberth into the sideboard just so I know how many cards I have main deck. I don't really want to be playing Fling. Quad Black is too much. I already have a Festive Funeral, and I don't really want to play more than one. So I'll stick Fling in the sideboard for now. What do you do? Right, you're that card. You're like, this is an old-fashioned card. Noxious Fumes, or Noxious Vapor, or whatever it's called. Do I want another 2-drop? Is Embercleave looking pretty? Malevolent Noble isn't super bad, but it's also not super good. It's better if you have food around. Ogre is a good card, but do I want another 4-drop? I'm going to pick a 2-drop. Man, I thought this was a Raging Redcap, but it wasn't. Do I want a Mind Rot? I'm not as big a fan of the Dwarven Mine as a fancy land. These fancy lands have a pretty substantial cost to playing them as just tap lands. We can just pick up Argent. That seems to be a card I'm happy having. Man, these are just dead packs. Am I getting cut? I actually quite like the 1/1 as far as rewards go. I would probably put them on the worst one being, I think, in the I don't like the black one at all, and I don't really like the blue one in draft either. The food one can be good for the food deck because that deck just wants incidental food, and it's like the 1/1 can be like just a creature. Idyllic Grange is also not bad. I'm not playing any of these cards, so I guess I'll pick this for just to have the card. Okay, I get myself a Brimstone Trebuchet, even though crashing Drawbridge could be interesting, but Brimstone Trebuchet has been good for me in the past. Here's my Raging Redcap. I don't super want another Embereth Paladin, but I'll take it. Or mediocre removal or a creature. And then you have like Locked-Wing Gargoyle, which, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm not super into this card. But we might play it if we can get away with it. Here's some cards. Rimrock Knight is really good for the deck. Circara is like a outpost siege, kinda. It's so expensive, though. This card can be dumb. Like, do I want another 5-drop or do I want a good 2-drop? Is like a question. I only have two 2-drop creatures, and I have several things on 5 already. Card advantage is really good, though, so I should probably pick the card advantage card. I just hope that Rimrock Knight comes back around. This is probably another Joust. If we have 5-drop creatures, maybe they'll fight okay. I'm happy to see Order of Midnight. That is a really good card for this deck. Just like a cool 2-drop that is also like card advantage. And a knight. Yeah, then here I don't really have much that I want. Do I want another Ogre Errant or a Bargain? I have another 4-drop creature down here that could go up here. Bargain is like the trick that I want if I want a trick. The Ogre Errant is really good if I can get like another Raging Goblin. I'm not super into the drawbridge in this kind of deck, although it would let me like give my bigger guys haste, but some of my creatures already have haste. Plus I want creatures that can attack for Embercleave. So I guess I'll pick the Ogre. It jousts well. Am I thirsty enough for knights that I'm cool playing a Weaselback Red Cap? Mad Ratter is really nasty as far as it's one of the better limited payoffs for the second card drop guys, but I'm completely okay picking up a Forbidden Fruit. And it love another Raging Red. I thought this pack was empty, but no, it has the guy I want. Now this deck looks this pack looks mostly empty. I guess I'll pick up another like bad removal spell for the board. Smitten Swordmaster is the guy I want. Locked-Away Knight or Lost Legion I wouldn't mind having, but I really want 2-drops. Um, yeah. Man, they really don't like this card. We'll note the only bacon to a pie we saw was the one we opened in like pack 1. Okay, it's gonna do this shit to me. So let's just get all this garbage out of here. So let's look at stuff we can be playing. The only thing outside here is like some festive memories and some mediocre artifact creatures. Okay. So I should probably play one of these. just to have any removal. Although I have Joust. Do I want to rely on Joust being my only removal? I can probably get Lash of Thorns out of here. Although it is really good with Raging Redcap. But I have a Bargain and a Steel Claw Lance. Like, my 5 drops all seem good. Sir Conrad is really strong. Sir Kara is like card advantage, and this guy beats ass. Especially with Raging Redcap. There is like Merchant of the Veil, who is not super great in this deck. We're working with 16 creatures, so I am okay cutting some creatures if it comes to it. Our 2 drops really solidified up with some Smitten Sword Masters that we ended up getting some. So do I want to play, like, how much First Strike do I actually have? Raging Redcap. That's really about it. Well, we have this too. So it would mostly, it does work pretty well with Brimstone Trebuchet, which is another card we could be cutting. Let's pile up all of our non-knights into a pile and then look at our knights. Malevolent Noble is another one. You're a knight, you guys are knights, you guys are knights, you guys are knights. It looks like almost all of our creatures, except for Merchant of the Veil and Malevolent Noble, are knights. Lash of Thorns Sir Kara combo. You're a Lava Flinger. Oh, you need target. Okay, yeah. I could have swore this was a to an opponent, because that's what she cares about. So here's like some mediocre things we could pitch out for like a mediocre trick. I do really want a 2-drop creature. Its ability isn't worthless if my opponent's playing removal. Where into the day it can pay 3 mana to become a 4/4 with a Steel Claw Lance. Bargain is almost all of my guys are human. So Bargain is kind of just +2/+2. And but it gives Raging Redcap Trample, which might be like just good enough. But the Lash of Thorns can work on defense, which is better with the Brimstone Trebuchet. So let's go ahead and we'll make that swap. I'm not usually into playing Lash of Thorns at all, but I do think this kind of deck benefits from a combat trick, and letting things like Smitten Sword Master 2-for-1 yourself to kill a 7/7 is probably good. Let's take a look at our lands that we have here. Let's do our lands, but not our basic lands. So we're absolutely playing Castle Imbreth just because it's a free include. The question comes, do I want to play Witch's Cottage or Dwarven Mine? And the way I want to decide that is by just letting the auto math tell me what I'm playing. I'm playing 9/8. That probably means I'm okay playing some of those. Can I once I sort this manually, it doesn't like to unsort itself. I want to look at my curve to see how curve out we are, because the fancy lands coming into play tapped does sort of stink your curve some. Let's just try one of each. I don't know how mathematical or scientific that is, but a 1/1 dwarf can equip the Embercleave, and worst case to worst, maybe we can just pitch them with Merchant of the Veil if I need them to come in, if I need untapped lands later. Okay, so we are not playing a lot of removal. Festive Funeral really sucks, and I would play almost any other removal spell over it if I could, but I can't, so we're playing it. We'll just have to make trades and use Merchant of the Vale to fill up my yard. But we have about everything. We do have some jousts, and we have some guys that joust pretty well. So maybe things will work all right. Okay, let's lose to mulligans. I also like that one of the arts they chose for this this draft format is one of the mythic rare bombs that will just kill you. This being Clackbridge Troll, who reads as a 5 mana draw 3, gain 9, that also kills your opponent after that. So let's see what we got going. Yeah, they know I'm streaming, so they're taking their sweet time. Magah also likes to be unresponsive for me. I think my personal connection with the Magah server sucks. This looks like a curve. We're going to be leading with Dwarven Mine. So our Malevolent Noble isn't going to be super cool, but it'll be a 2-drop creature, which is what I wanted to play it as. We're getting into the era where Grizzly Bear isn't that super good to play. My opponent has Opt and is trying to decide not to play it. Oh, okay, cool. Witching Well. Man, I remember I didn't get to see all of Jens' draft yesterday, or that it was it the day before. I forget, but that was a card he wanted. Ended up getting the card that justified itself with the card in my hand, which will be cool. I don't really have any cards I want to discard right now. Ah! Oh no! They got rid of my Embercleave, but more importantly, they got rid of my forced land. Okay, maybe they didn't. Yeah, they're making my Festive Funeral do something. Do I want to play the red cap here or just run out the Merchant? Let's play the red cap. We have no reason to attack. Apparently the mill deck is really popular on Magah because the robots undervalue it. However, I've never lost to it. I've played a couple of these drafts, and I've seen the mono blue or blue black mill deck a fair number of times, and I always kill them with my creatures. So I get to attack in for two next turn if they don't play anything. If they do play something, they'll probably try to block my red cap, in which case I'll murder them, and then I can play Merchant of the Vale. If they don't, and I just attack for 2, I'll play the Ogre Errant, and then they'll... At some point, I can kill their Kraken Hatchling and start cracking in. And Sala86 is wondering what they should be doing. Man, I milled my cool mythic rare. Oh no, they're roping. Okay. Looks like I'll be able to attack with impunity unless they attack with their Kraken Hatchling. Well, in we go. They're going to block. I'll hold my trick and just get the knight. We'll get the knight out. We'll play out our Castle Embereth to go with our Embereth Cleave. Did you guys notice how in the flavor of this set they made the red faction named after embers? Like fire. Your opponent might actually be on red-blue stuff, and they're just playing this as like a Kraken Hatchling, in which case I feel bad about it. Did they have a land? No, they already played their mountain, so they don't get to use their Frost Queen. And I'll have an onboard trick next turn, so they can't really block Raging Redcap unless they have something here. And even if they do, I'll have Lash of Thorns to punish. Because I can act, if I play land, I can activate a Castle Imbreath and be like, "What's up?" So let's play our land and do that. Okay, let's pass priority and see what they do. Do I just want to crack in for 4 here? I don't think so. I want to get my creatures down. Their fox makes a white whimper every time I punch them, which happens a lot. Well, let's just play out my creatures. Or do I want to smitany them? Is drain life for 2? Then I can play the Smitten Swordmaster next turn. We're kind of choked on black mana here. But just getting creatures on board makes our Castle Imbreath better. So they have a Snow Queen in play. Or in hand, rather. Which is not that scary, because I can... everything I have can deal with it pretty well. They'll probably try to block the Ember... like, they'll block it with... they'll block their red cap with it. So I'll give the red cap Death Touch. I basically want to play this swamp because I'm going to be mana greedy. And worst comes to worst, I can just eat my red cap with Malevolent Noble. We'll give the red cap Menace with the Ogre Errant. Our opponent is on the tank. How many cards do we have? Okay. I want to put a stop after blockers. You've chosen poorly. So we get to keep attacking. They decided to block my 3/3 with their... okay, this is a good card. This guy sucks. I'm going to have to 2-for-1 myself on that guy. That's a nice card to play after they drew their second card per turn. Yeah. Um... I can attack and see what they do. If I give the Smitten Swordmaster Menace, they'll be... that is the block I wanted them to take. And I can't quite activate Castle Embereth and also Forbidding Fruit this turn. So let's drink deep. And I'll play that just because they could be playing Mind Rot. They couldn't be playing Mind Rot. They're not in black. I'm dumb. What if they make me discard a card and then draw a card? Can they do that? Also, I have Merchant of the Veil. I should be holding lands. I'm a Dumby Dumbo. Why did I think they could be playing Mind Rot? Well, that's just me playing too quickly, really. Because I could have easily turned that land into the top land of my library. Sometimes you get confused. Yes, I do get confused. Also, hello, Medibot. Is my new sub emote out yet? Nope, it's not. Oh, let's bust on in. What if all of my creatures attacked? This is a sorcery. I should have done this before things, but they kind of... This has menace. Nope, that has menace. Yeah, they made the smart block. Oh. No, they made the block that makes them die. Okay. They made the smart block that makes them die. So, making some suboptimal plays, we still got rewarded by murdering our opponent with a 5-2 with haste and menace. It was lethal the other way, too. Hell, it would have been even more lethal had I curried favor before attacking. Hella smells. Let's fight the hella smells. This looks fine. You get Smitty. We can attack with Smitty and hope that they have more, that they only play a 1-power creature. You're going to play Kraken Hatchling. No, Witching Well. Okay. This is a card I've seen very little of in drafts. I don't get past it a whole lot. Ugh, 2 to the top? That's scary. I should leave with Mountain because of Castle Embereth. Alright, you're going to play Kraken Hatchling? No, kind of. They milled a land, which makes me pretty happy. Maybe this makes... Yeah, and they don't get their full scry because they had already scried... They had already scried 1 to the top. They're going to be attacking me with Flying Man. And I should play Swamp next turn because I have a Black Adamant card in my deck. But I have more Red Adamant cards in my deck. Well, let's attack. Excellent. They decided to take 2 damage and have me life gain for 2. Okay, they're spinning their opt. This is 4. They'll be able to draw next turn if they really want to. This card is quite powerful for a limited common. I've seen this in Modern once or twice in some of the dumb Urza decks. Yeah, sure. Yeah, mill me. Oh, they got rid of one of my cool guys. Well, let's attack. It was technically better to play the mountain there so I could activate the Castle Imbreth, but I'm not activating it this turn anyways. Yeah, I think I just take this trade. Do they have it? Didn't say please? I guess I'm playing a Snid next turn. They can't attack with their Eye Collector now. They have to activate their Witching Well now, unless they want to... Yeah, there they go. You are not a unappreciated draw. Let's just bust on in. Yeah, our swords get consigned to the dust. Ah, Sir Conrad the Grim. Well, I'm going to murder that. And I do want to hold up Lash of Thorns. Okay, they have ice to meet you, and they can't flash it back because of they have to hold up their counter spell. I think I try to play Merchant of the Veil. We have 16 left in deck. If they let me have this, then I can just mill. I can like turn this swamp into something. If they don't let me have it, then I can Smitty. I just noticed it tapped terribly. So I guess I'm... Why did it tap the way it tapped? That's the eternal question. A 1/5. They're playing as though they have a... Didn't say please, so I'm just going to attack with my 3/3 and kill their turtle with it. Okay. And there goes my other sword. So we will actually lose to the mill eventually, it looks like. And we milled our Imbreth Paladin and our Embercleave, so, and our Sir Conrad, and our Sir Kara, and our things. Although their game plan kind of starts falling apart if we draw a Joust, of which we have a almost 30% chance of doing. Just play your Ice Queen. It's good against this board. Okay. I think they already played land. Okay. Well, that is almost certainly our doom. Although I'm busting in for 7 this turn. Okay. So I finally lost to the mill deck because they happened to mill most of my cards and then I flooded. That happens. If I had drawn a joust anywhere between the turns of 2 and 11, my opponent would have nothing. Because I lost to their flying man. That's really embarrassing. Why didn't they tiny pre-fight? Because they were dumb. And they still won. Man. This is greedy. But these two cards work really well together. You should not keep this hand, and I'm going to lose because I kept it. But years of playing non-London Mulligan has poisoned my brain such that I just want to keep 7 card hands that are bad because mulliganing will make you lose. Especially when you're on the play, I absolutely abhor mulliganing on the play. Whereas mulliganing on the draw, I'm okay with. However, if I get beautifully rewarded for keeping a sketch keep against play the forbidding witch, play a 1/3. Okay. I just get the noble out. If I draw a black source, I'll double Smitty, or actually I'll probably just play Ogre Errant no matter what. Uh-huh. Well. We'll joust next turn and then lose to Baked into a Pie. This deck is a little removal light. We're playing because I passed. If I had my druthers, this Sir Conrad would have been a Flame Javelin, and last turn I would have Flame Javelin their Lockaway Knight and attacked for 4. But on the behest of everyone who loves Peter Cushing / Christopher Lee, Sir Conrad, I picked it up. And my very sketchy keep is working out. Hopefully they attack. No blocks. They're getting a lot of priority stops because they can sacrifice the egg to gain 3 life. Mono black. Okay. Let's attack. And let's play Connie. If you have a kill spell, you should have used it before Conrad was on the table. Are you going to bake my guy? They have one card in their graveyard, so they can't festive festival it. I'm immune to Tiger Festival. Yeah, fresh Conrad pie. I wonder if they could make bacon to a pie costs like 2, and your opponent gets the pie. Oh my god. Forever Young with no just a cycle. Why didn't you crack? Oh, you already your egg are. I always think the egg cracks to draw a card, but it doesn't. Okay, so they got a Reeve Soul. Also, a card I didn't see any copies of. Whale. Does this work? If they kill Conrad somehow, I can eat them. Looks like not. Okay, they're taking 9. They're actually taking 11 or 10 or so. So they decided to scoop out. What's our prize? A trash uncommon. Oh, yes, but no. This guy reminds me of Isao Bound by Honor. Because he was a 4-mana 4/4. So, I should probably... Will let me cancel? Nope, I'm already in the game. Gotta fight Gold Reaver. That's my favorite James Bond movie. This looks... Can we actually use our first pick? Not with these lands. And our opponent get quick. Mold 4. Mold 4 so I can win quickly and show everyone who's showing up my deck. Okay. We're just going to play... we're just going to play out our Child of Night. Monsters, eh? Well. So we're kind of hoping to draw mountains. I would accept Castle Imbereth. So you'll cost 2 when I attack? Because it costs 6. It'll... Yeah, so... I want to make... Flash. I can use it blockers. Do I get to actually use my card? Do they have... do they have deal 4 damage to and if it's non-red, sacrifice a land? I'm A-okay if they have that. They could also have Merchant of the Veil to give their guy first strike. In which case, this is a trade. You have trample too. Yes. Cool. Excellent. My mythic is doing something. How many times do you first pick a mythic and cast it for one thing, and then like have it do something? Hello, Kavanaugh. Yeah, we first picked an Embercleave. I have another Blood Haze. I'm just going to run out a 4/1. They can eat my 4/1 if they have Merchant of the Veil. Merchant of the Veil makes this a trade. Actually, no, it doesn't. Merchant of the Veil would have made that an eat on my Raging Red Cap. Okay, they died to my Mythic. Let's take a look at the deck. We are black-red missing removal. We, at the behest of the chat, I picked Sir Conrad over a Flame Javelin. And it's been good. The time we cast it, it was good. We have some knights. We have a Bell of the Brawl and a Brimstone Trebuchet that we never draw. We have my favorite guy. We have our token bad card. We have this thing. We have Jousts as removal and like creatures that fight pretty well. Alright. And I'm playing like a mixture of weird lands. I'm probably not sold on this Witch's Cottage, but it hasn't seemed to be a problem yet. Okay, let me actually look. Nah. Okay, let's see what we got. We got a loading screen. I liked Embercleave there. I didn't know it gave trample, although I should have presumed it did. We're facing another Thipplethip. The Cybermaxis. Finally, we have a hand that I can't even keep as a joke. I kept a 2-lander earlier that was off black, but we're on the draw, so we are okay. This seems perfectly serviceable to me. We'll bottom that Dwarven Mine. We also got one of these at some point. I think this... I'm a real boy. Okay, let's lead with Mountain. Do I want Mountain? Fourth land is... Oh no, they have to choose. Do they want to eat their... I would have also cracked this on my instep to be able to attack for 1. Do I want Mountain? Fourth land is kind of good. And I do want triple red. So I think I don't. Yeah, the tokens become a real a woman, which is not terrible. Let's play out a 2/3. So I can block their Malevolent Noble and force them to crack their puppet to eat on the Noble, and then I'm trading Merchant of the Veil for 2 mana on their turn and a pup and their creature. But they got value out of this, and that's no longer a thing I can do. I will take 4. Okay, let's bust them. And by bust them, I think I attack here. Force them to do this. Yeah, if Pinocchio wants to grow up to be a beautiful woman after spending a lifetime as a disgusting little horrible boy that torments his father at all stages, that is within the right. I wonder, can I zoop them next turn? This is also a compelling thing. But if I Ember Cleave on Embereth Paladin, that becomes a 6/3 double strike trampler. No, I can't Zoop them. So I think I prepare for Zoop by playing another Embereth Paladin. And I think I do this. Yes. Embercleave means the plan is to Zoop them. Though they can make a 6/5 this turn if they've drawn land. But a 6/5 still gets blocked by Embereth, or still gets... This is certainly our chump blocker, though. Okay. So... I'll have 2 attacking creatures, so this costs 4. I can still play Smitten Swordmaster. Excellent. Waha. Okay, your turn. I might have been able to have lethal there, but they block Merchant of the Veil with Spore Cap Spider. That killed their creature. It seemed like a smart play to make. And I killed them. Okay. Well, this card certainly is winning the games I resolve it in. That's generally a good judge of what a card does and is. Enchanted Carriage. I don't know what to think about this card. It's awful expensive for a 4/4 vehicle, but that it makes its own guys is pretty good. I've spent 0 of my orbs so far, because I have 8 orbs. I just don't know which cards I want, so I haven't spent any orbs yet. Let's take a mid-draft break and open some packs. Castle Garenbrig. This one I've seen some in some decks before. It's the big green decks. This is a good draft card. Rare wild cards are the most valuable thing you can have online. I've played with this card and was impressed by it. I played a black-green food deck that... Look at those fucked up bananas. Hold up. Those are fucked up, but I don't want anything to do with that. I don't believe in this card. We'll save our last pack to open later. Okay, we're 4-1. Can we get there? This looks good. I like this. I'll lead with the Kadi. And we're going to play our Vampire Interloper out here. Unless I draw another 2-drop. Nope, no other 2-drop. So Vampire Interloper can't block. Smitty kind of chumped by both of these cards. Depending on what they'll play, I'll play one of either of my other guys. A 3/2. Well, play the Mountain because we're holding Embereth Paladin. We'll attack because Vampire Interloper can't block. And we'll play out Raging Redcap. If they attack with Smitty, I will probably not block. They're playing their lands pre-combat. This is just a 3-2, so if I want the trade on it, I can have it. We have this guy, too. I'm kind of hoping to draw a mountain, just so I'm able to bust in with this guy. Okay, they can only attack with you. No, they can tap their Ogre Errant. Well, let's bust on in. And play a 4-3, or 3-4. Now they have this weird tension where they can't attack with either Ogre Errant or Redcap Raiders. That's probably going to kill me. Well, things are going pretty poorly. Kind of need you as a blocker. But Vampire Interloper can't block. Kind of wish this was a Flame Javelin right about now. Okay. Man, that's nasty. So I have to jump here. Wait, you get trample? That gets trample. So I was just dead. Okay. So we got rushed down. Being on the draw there was kind of bad. And Sir Conrad, probably not better than Flame Javelin, all things considered. I don't actually remember the name of the new Flame Javelin. I just call it Flame Javelin. Although really I lost a joust there. Losing to removal. Ugh, can I keep this? This I can keep. We'll bottom that witchy. We'll lead with Dwarven Mine. This isn't great, but it was keepable. And okay. Do I want land? I have 4 drops and a 5 drop in my hand. So I think I want the land. You only give +2/+1, right? Yeah. So Smitty can only fight 1 power creatures, but Emperor's Paladin. Thing is, even if I draw, I'll take that trade. Force you to use your trick on your turn. Well, that's awful. I want to play Red Cap because of Burning Yard guy. And I'll hold off on playing Smitty as of right now. If I can do this next turn, it's going to be really nasty. They'll have a piker in play. Mop Maple, that was one of Wedge Antilles. You are going above and beyond what I understand, friend. Well, plans have changed. Yes, you attack. Prize Griffin just stopping Burning Yard Trainer, or stopping Red Cap completely. You don't, though. You give... Okay, I wanted them to make that kind of attack. Excellent. So, in we come. I'll hold this land. They don't have good blocks here. The best block they have is Lockthwain Paladin on Burning Yard Trainer. Hopefully they go for the double block on Red Cap. That's not the kind of play you'd see most of the time, but a lot of Maga players. You can also just take 9. Then next turn I have Burning Yard Trainer fight down the Prize Griffin. They're on Ginger Brute. And I get to play Smitty. Play your land. No, they have a creature, though. I can actually do that. If I joust now, they'll be able to block with the... They're certainly the aggro right now, which means I think I just joust down their flyer. They're going to get a lot of priority here because they can give the Ginger Brute haste. Joust on that. Yeah, that probably won. I'm happy to miss lethal. Okay, that would be a 3, so 6. Yeah, I missed lethal. That's fine. We'll just draw Embercleave and win. Now, this isn't really a combat trick. This is just removal that would have won the game. Are they going to make a snid? If they attack, I put Smitty in front of the 2-2 and double block the Lockthwain Knight. They trade it for either Raging Redcap or the 3-3. Yep. They should probably kill my Raging Redcap. I gained some life here, though. Do I want to... forbidding fruit. If I draw a swamp, I can still play the Bell to Brawl. I should probably do that. So obviously, I do not draw the swamp. But I'll have this next turn. So they attack for 4. I go up to 3. And unless I draw my other Joust or my -X/-X, I'm going to lose to Gingerbrute. Although no, I have creatures with haste. So I can actually block Gingerbrute. Okay. So I go block, block, block. They ping me for 1. If I lose after missing lethal, that'll be funny. But hey, you make mistakes. I'm not an expert Magic player. I'm just a okay one. Plus, it just means we get to play more Magic. That does not quite mean I'm dead. It changes how I block, though. No, it actually doesn't. Man, if only I had a black mana up to be able to do cool stuff. Now, if they have a creature here... Ah, Sir Conrad. So, things I'm looking for. Any haste creature. My Joust. Or... Zooping them with Embercleave would also be because I can Trample Touch. Okay. We're not... Okay, this is going to be funny. I technically have outs. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 activations. Okay, so I need to hit. There's 1. I need to hit on both of us. There's... Oh my god. So 5, 6. Sna? 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 Why didn't they block? They had me dead to rights. They should have just blocked. Why didn't they block? If they had just blocked, I was dead to rights. Okay, so my out there was actually clonking them for two or for six, and then milling us both and hitting creatures on both of us every time. So I'm gonna be right back.
I never should have raced you. You made me lose. I'm never gonna slow that hedgehog down enough to catch him. Scratch, grounder, I need you two to help me out. If you bring me victory, I'll shine your shreds. Ow! Just win the race, just win the race, just win the race. I don't care what it takes, just find a way to win the race. Win the race, just win the race, just win the race. I don't care what it takes, just find a way to make me happy.
That dirty rat! He's cheating! Look! I'm never in time for the fun stuff.
That's not a problem. I've only just begun to cheat. I'm certain I'll do some more. You're gonna make us faster? Of course, you idiot. Get out and win the race. Just win the race. Just win the race. I don't care what it takes. Just find a way to win the race. Win the race. Just win the race. Just win the race. I
Now we're fine. I just didn't I didn't unmute. Yeah, just yeah, just have lethal with the goblin plus double strike there. Uh, but the mill on Conrad gave me the out of just hitting a creature every time with the activation. So we'll play out Smitty. And if they have a trade to make here, I'm very happy to do it. Sadly, they don't have a trade to make. What if? What if? What if I existed to kill? Volshock Morningstar is quite good. Could it be that this skull? I don't actually know all of the. I should learn the. Ah, I see. They get to. They get to do that. Okay, they get to remove my guy. We both gain a bunch of life, and then. So, Witch's Cottage was just bad there. If I had Swamp, I could have equipped. Discard 2 cards, you say? Well. Okay, let's just, You have to block. You don't have to because you're at 19. Okay, let's pick up Schmitty. And I should probably drain with Schmitty now. It's low impact, but it gives me the play of just playing both of these next turn. Although if I draw land, I am going to play Burning Yard Trainer. Yeah, just take the Sippy. With Schmitty. Hey, they get to draw a card. I'm actually a big fan of Wicked Guardian because of cards like Tempting Witch. They realize they're not blocking. They're going to realize how wrong they were. Did you know I love Raging Redcap? You go to 2. Or you go to 1, because I trample. Oh my god. Shall you partake of the fruit? I love it. Eat the fruit. Eat my fucked up bananas. Eat my curly fruit. Diamond Knight. In fact, I hate Witch's Cottage so much, I am swapping it. But we'll swap it. We'll know this. Which swamp do I want? Well, when we draw Mirage Swamp, and it could have top decked a creature, we'll know. Eat the eggs, which are the fruit of the sky. Delicious sky fruit. Let's round out this draft by winning another game with Embercleave. I'd be very happy with that. And somebody remarked that the game was quiet earlier, and that's because I don't care about the game sounds for this game sound. But what it does mean is that for our final rounds, what we'll do is we shall do this hand looks keepable. I might lead with Castle Embereth of all things. We're fighting the Lexington, which is a boat. Nah, I'm not going to get DMCA'd for this. My friend made this music. Beautiful. Wondrous. Mystical treasures. I clicked on the wrong land. I clicked on the wrong land. I wanted to play Swamp there. Oh, that's a classic Gnome Bitten trick, but this time it was just my mouse. Yes, this was made by Tactful Ogre. And we are actually listening to Justice right now. Okay. I'll just play my Brimstone Trebuchet. This was all just maximizing the amount of times I can untap Brimstone Trebuchet. So I can't block the Glauenbrigg Squire, but I could have blocked the Marleaf Pixie. Okay, so let's tippy tappy. This thing inexplicably has reach, although it actually makes sense to have reach, because it flings the rock at the Marrowleaf Pixie. So I'll be able to block the Garenbrig Squire. I'm going to turn that. Audio balancing with this headset is so hard because stuff that sounds really loud to me will barely come up on stream. Oh, it's not a. It's a little. It's brimstone. Brimstone's very low density as far as rock goes. So it's kind of like they're throwing pumice. It's very similar to pumice, but they have to do it because it's flavorful. Also, the trebuchet is only a 1/3, so it can't be that big. Now, is my boat friend going to attack? Are we going to... That was a very odd decision. Huh. I think I just played Kara the Bold here. No attacks. Anti-morale artillery. Yeah, that would be if it flung... Well, sulfur does smell like farts. Or brimstone does. So they are launching very weak, very smelly farts. Okay, they're Garenbrig Paladin. I can not quite beat that in a fight. Well, I could actually top deck a creature. What do you know? Do I just take my 2-for-1? On the Garenbrig guy? If I do, I should play Smitty first. Actually, wait. No, I should just take my... Let's see what... Let's see what Kara has to say. Okay. So, well... I'm gonna take my I'm gonna take my opposite of a 2-for-1. Yeah. That stinks. And then I'm going to do things the wrong way, but do it because I wanted to play 2-1s. I don't feel so bad taking, like, getting over-1'd there, because I can draw a bunch of cards. Uh-huh. It's just repeating the same song. Ooh. I think I just take you. Bum 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 bum. Here at Big Bill Hells. Didn't make my land drop in case that I flip a land off Sir Kara. Okay, they take the obvious trade. I gain. They get hit for 5. I go up to some. Do they have +2, +2? They do. Hey, flippy dippy. What do we got? They mill Embercleave. They have not. And I have 1 Joust left, I think. Nope, out of Joust. Well. Yeah. Huh. Okay, here we go. I do have to kind of worry about decking with Sir Kara. So we'll play you. Then play the flyer. And after this, we'll start attacking and using Castle Embereth to give our guys 4 powers that these Merfolk's Secret Keepers aren't as powerful. Oh, there goes Embercleave. I'm still feeling pretty chuffy, though. Yeah, I'm still feeling chuffy. Want to play that land. They might not block Sir Kara. No, they have to, or they die. Alright, so we do this. And then... yeah, chuffed. Although chuffed and chuffy are 2 different things. Although I like feeling chuffy. That's just me personally. Okay, Castle Embereth pulls out the victory for us. Let's see what we get. Hey, we got stuff. And we got there. I can't look at the deck anymore, but it's been on camera. We got mystical treasures. Let's open our packs. We got a Castle Ardendale. This is a good card. This card I've been impressed in with limited. Grumgully I think is better, but this card is also quite good. I also like this card a whole lot. And what we got? Giant Killer. Never seen this card at all. Or I've seen it, but I never played it. It seems good. Like, both halves of it are really good and limited, and I don't think it's anything out of constructed, though. Just because this kind of value card is actually really bad right now. Lock Dragon seems very good. Because it just makes the second draw spell deck work. I kind of wish it was a Drake, though. We need to reestablish red as a color that can have Drakes. My first 7-0 of this format included 2 of this card. This card is very sweet. Oh, I love Escape to the Wilds. Like, this card is very, very, very good. So, yeah. My other 7-0 finish had a Escape to the Wilds in it. This card's busted. This card doesn't make any sense. like where Garuk just kind of incidentally stops being evil in this set. Okay. I don't think I quite am going to go in for 2 drafts today. Had one in, went a little bit longer because I had a bit of a break there. We played a fair amount of Magic. I didn't lose after punting, which was very good. So, let me see. When I was streaming, did my other sub emote come in? No. We're having a sub emote come soon. When it happens, you'll know it by its name, which is Numberghoul. Or Numberghoul. You will know it by this incantation when it appears. It's currently being validated. So if you like the Yoko, you'll have even more subs here in a few days, whenever they get around to actually doing it. Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll be back on to Pipe, The Adventures of Pipe. I've thought about making my other sub emote Pipe. I guess I should probably ask you guys what you would like. Pipe, I've done some experimenting with what Pipe could be it. Him getting cyber logged on would be one of them. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Thanks to Tactful Ogre for making this music we're listening to. And thanks to Your Crazy Paw for finally following. Get you around here for more magic. You literally just got here, Tactful Ogre.